Market navigation tips, 3 simple steps. So first I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to show you how you can do it, right? So market navigation tips with the Academy. I've been a member of this Academy that I'm sharing with you on the screen for about 3 years. I got involved because I've always had an interest in keeping up with the current times and just staying ahead of things. One of my favorite quotes from a sports a leader in the sports industry said, he was a hockey player, and he would say, I always want to go where they said, why are you such a good hockey player? And he says, well, always want to go where the puck is going to be. A lot of people in his sport goes where the puck is, but he was a champion because he wanted to go where the puck was going to be. And I've always felt like I've always tried to lead my life like that. And in the realm of finances, it's no different. So about 3 years ago, I found what was called the IM Academy. Now it's called the IOVIA Academy. And they basically have a very systemized online education approach that teaches about finances, it teaches about e-commerce, it teaches about getting better at social media. They have a teamwork of like family, spiritual driven people, but it's a very simple 1, 2, 3 process. And it's basically, we have pre-recorded courses that get you caught up to speed, which is right here on the screen. Like, for example, with stocks and crypto, we have 100 minutes of pre-recorded content that will get you going right away and caught up on the current lingo, because there's a lot of lingo. In every industry has certain lingo. It's no different with stocks and crypto. The IOVIA Academy's pre-recorded courses will get you caught up on the current lingo. Does that make sense? So after 100 minutes, it's not even 2 hours of material. You could knock this out in no time and be caught up on the current lingo. And like, what is this? When you hear a word, it doesn't, you know what it means, If I say, that way it's, we're all on the same page and we have a good communication, right? Now, once you get caught up, then we have what's called the Go Live. The Go Live, we have 4 major channels. You see right here on the screen, 4 major channels. Foreign exchange, which is basically every country, around the world has their own currency. Like we have the US dollar, the euro, the yen. Each country has their own currency. We have a channel devoted just for looking at that, right? Then we have a certain channel specifically for stocks and crypto. That happens to be the one I'm zeroed in on the last 3 years very hard and diligently. But as a whole section, that's what we're going to look at right now. They also have that we have and this is these other 2 I'm going to be getting into as well. We have digital marketing e-commerce channel, and we have a personal development channel. So all these are go live. And so I'm going to show you what happens. I'm going to click this. I'm going to go live inside I'm going to show you our schedule for the upcoming week. So I'm just doing what I normally do. I'm preparing for my week. I'm going over my schedule, and then I'm going to look at the calendar and find out what sessions do I personally want to join on this weekend. So right here, we have over 60 different educators in the Academy, over 60. And what you see right here on the top row are the most viewed educators. So I'm going to look at Curtis Cobain right here. Now, one of my favorite weekly shows that I like to get in on, if I can't watch it live, I'll watch the replay, and then that's how I'll have access to it. A lot of times I might be busy at the time that he has his session, but if I can join live, I'll join live. What's good about Curtis's program right here, every Monday, he has what's called Portfolio Watch. The portfolio watch, and that helps us all build our own portfolio. So if you're ready, if it's at the time and you're building a portfolio of whether it's stocks or crypto or whatever it is, it can be other portfolios. He's making recommendations about, and he's an expert educator and helps tells us, why this project's doing so good, why this project's doing. Keep an eye out for this. Watch this. I used to love when we'd be in high school and the teacher would say, we're getting ready for a test, and the teacher would say, well, be on the lookout for this on the test. And that's kind of what Curtis does. He says, be on the lookout for this, or and he'll tell you something to look out for. And then as you're building your portfolio, and I've taken his advice, or not his advice, but his education, and then it's our decision what to invest in, and it's been working out great. So every Monday he goes over portfolio watch. That's every Monday, but there's lots of others. Another one that I would like to get on his classes is Patrick Kinney. It's more advanced, but he really has some very interesting perspectives on investing. But anyway, that's how the Go Lives work. So I'm setting up my schedule for the week. As I'm going through this, I'm just sharing it with you that if you were in the academy, you could have access to all these educators, 60 plus educators, Sunday through Saturday. And then if you miss it and you can't get it live, we can go back and watch the replay. So number one, we have pre-recorded courses. Number two, we have live mentorship, over 60 different educators, all during the week, right? Number three, this is fascinating. So now you've got your basics, the lingo, you're learning some strategies, you're ready to put the money to work and going and getting into the market. Well, we have all these tools right here on the screen. All these are different tools in here that we access the market. I'm going to share Levels right here with us. This is the one that it's one of my favorites. And there's just look at all the tools. There's a lot to learn. It's like running a spaceship. It's just so much access to help us navigate the markets. It's just amazing. But anyway, so this program right here is called Levels, and we can look at anything. We can look at, this is the Forex markets, all the different, we can look at the pound, the Australian dollar. We could look at the New Zealand dollar. We can look at everybody over here, right? Or we can look at commodities. We can look at crypto. We can look at just straight up the dollar. We can look at our top 500 companies, the US 500. We can look at certain stocks, right? But let's go ahead and go to Bitcoin, which is crypto, which is what I've been covering on this channel. Now I have saved in here. I'm going to load out my Bitcoin. If I can find it. There you go, Bitcoin position. So this is Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, right? So I have a next target, and then I have a 2025 target. Bull case target. So that means if it goes well and everything goes the way that from what I've heard, and I listen to a lot. I'm kind of a Bitcoin nerd about it. But anyway, this is just a short term. This is just short term, end of this year, end of next year case scenario. Each candle over here, the green candles, let's look over here. Let's look at this real quick. Each candle is 1 week, right? So you can see 1 week. But our next target, which we haven't hit yet, I feel is the 109,000 to 119,000. So that's the next range. But it's but there are people, there's different kinds of investing. That's the thing I guess I basically want you to sort of get in your head. Depends on your age bracket. I'm 56. I'm thinking, 66, 76. I'd be so blessed. 86, 96. I know some men and women, they lived to 106. So whatever, but I'm just thinking 76. Okay, 20 years from now. There's been some prediction. I don't even want to say on here what could happen. But right now, we're looking at, so I'm thinking 20-year long term personally, and I'm thinking, 2-month, and I'm thinking, 12-month also. So there's different depending on how you think about it. But that's what's also amazing about the academy is you can get out of it where you're at with it. So if it's not something, if you're 25 years old and you want to invest for something for when you're 65, you have 40 years of time, you do it one way. If you're 55 or 65, you might want to do it another way. And everybody's got their own unique situation. But that's what's the beauty about it, is you can tailor it about what's going on for you. But the levels, what's good about levels is they help us decide when's a good time to get in and out of the market. But we have good targets, but it's kind of fun to speculate. But right now I'm speculating. I'm looking for the next target, 109, 120. I would love to get a pullback. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me. See the blue bar down below? I would love for it to come back down to the $70,000 range. I would be surprised if it did. There's just so much heat on it. There's just so many people interested in it. And it's just kind of interesting. The more you study it, the more you understand why it may never come back down to 70,000. We might be at a spot now where it gets above 100,000 and it may not go below that, but we don't know. It could come back down to, it can do anything. That's the thing. So we want to navigate. I feel like it's more about navigating the markets. So you can either be a long-term investor, 20 years from now, 40 years, 10 years. You can be a short-term, next week, you can be a day trader. There's a lot, and it's a lot of people that love day trading. It's all kind of ways to take advantage of this whole market. But the whole thing is, I feel like, if you're interested in this sort of thing, is to get around the fire, be around the fire. And how can you be around the fires? Join with us in the academy, plug into the system, plug into the pre-recorded classes, plug into the live classes, and then plug into each other. We have a lot of support. We have a lot of extra Zooms, trainings, all kind of stuff, depending on how much time availability you have to put into it. We have a lot of access. So this is Bitcoin on the big, for me, this more of I'm just looking at it long term. Actually, I'm looking at it long term, but right now, this is really just more like a 12-month look for me right here. This is my 12-month speculation right here. What you see right here. That's just me personally, not financial advice. It's just my personal 12-month speculation, or kind of the next move. But I feel like, we're going to see just so much positivity around this. And the more you understand it, Phil, the more you can see this thing can go way on up. And it's not really even about that so much lately, as I'm learning about it is actually solving a monetary problem. So there's there's this one book. I encourage you, the Bitcoin, I'll get it to you. I don't have it. I was just listening to it. The Bitcoin Standard, I think it was. It was a book called The Bitcoin Standard. It's a really good tool. It's something you can buy on Amazon, a book I've been reading. But the more you understand about what they call fiat money, which is like money made by governments, how it's on a path that's very challenging. So, but anyway, it's going up in value and it's going up in price. But where these tools like levels helps us to navigate these markets. I encourage you to just plug in. That's how, if you're interested in navigating these markets, plugging in and being a member of the Academy, that's how it's going to help you navigate the markets. If you have any questions, my phone number is inside the description of the video. Appreciate your time and your energy. Before I leave, I'm going to save this. I will pull up Bitcoin on the scalp for all you traders. Now this is Bitcoin on the 1 hour time frame, right? So I'm gonna bounce around just for a minute. I want to go 2 hour, okay, 1 hour. Just want to look. I'm just looking. 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour. Okay, so we have a nice support right around 101,746. So 101,046 for a support for scalp trading. Like if you're trying to catch that nice little bite on the way up, like if you're paying that close of an attention, that could be a nice, what they call a local good time to buy, right? So it's an area of support. It's most likely be fun to watch. I track it all the time, but you can see a lot of times it'll come down to the support area and then it'll bounce back up. But I have a support area I'm showing right around 101,746 and a potential resistance right around 103,000, but not a lot of resistance. I think I feel like it's just bubbling. Looks like it just wants to just keep bubbling and going on up right now. That's what it looks like. It could reject and slam down at any time. It has the wildest things. Nothing is, you just really never know. That's why you have to kind of watch. And I watch quite frequently. I follow it constantly, and I'm always adjusting the levels. The levels are always adjusting, because sometimes if you're a day trader or a swing trader or position, depending on whether you're a day trader, a swing trader, or position trader, sometimes you want to buy low, sell high. Sometimes you want to sell high and then buy low. So we're always adjusting the levels. And this program is perfectly called that, levels, because it gives you kind of shows you, oh, here's a nice place to buy, and here's a nice support. Here's a nice place to sell, resistance. I'm just examples, right? But the resistance, a lot of times where you're getting resisted and it's going to go down. So you want to sell at resistance, and then we want to buy at support. So it's fascinating. So if you're interested, reach out to me. Give me a call, send me a smoke signal. And that's it for now. Appreciate your time and your energy. Remember that our health is our wealth. Without our health, what does it all matter, right? So our health is our wealth. We used to say cash is king, but now I say cash flow is king. So health is wealth, cash flow is king, cash is queen, and credit is freedom. I'll let you think about that, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.